Welcome to the Home Buying Guide. Today, we're going to walk through the property transfer process step by step. This guide will provide a clear look at how ownership of a home moves from the seller to the buyer. We'll cover everything from the moment your offer is accepted all the way through to signing the closing documents and finally getting the keys to your new home. Understanding this process is key to making your home purchase smooth and successful. Let's dive in. When we talk about a property transfer, we're referring to the legal process where ownership rights move from the seller to the buyer. This process is typically finalized when the deed is signed, recorded, and the transaction officially closes. Now, some core terms are key to understanding this process. Ownership means the buyer becomes a new legal owner of the home. The deed is the document that conveys the title from one party to another, essentially proving who owns the property. Closing is the final step where everything comes together. Funds are exchanged, signatures are collected, and records are updated, officially completing the transfer. Essentially, this process is both a legal and financial handoff that marks the change of ownership. When it comes to closing on a property, it's really a team effort. There are 6 key players involved, each with an important role to play. First, we have the buyer, who purchases a property and signs a final loan and ownership documents. The real estate agent coordinates the negotiations, deadlines, disclosures, and ensures communication flows smoothly between all parties. The attorney steps in to review contracts and handle any legal issues that come up along the way. On the seller's side, their job is to transfer ownership, provide necessary disclosures, and sign all the conveyance documents. The title company has a critical task of verifying that the property's title is clean, issuing title insurance, and managing the closing paperwork to ensure everything is in order. Lastly, the lender approves a mortgage and releases the funds needed to complete the purchase. Each of these participants is responsible for clearing one path toward ownership. The closing happens only when all 6 roles move in sync, making the property transfer a coordinated and seamless handoff. This collaboration is what ultimately makes the home buying process successful. At this decision point in the home buying process, the core terms and purchase price are locked in. It all starts when the buyer submits an offer which outlines a proposed price, contingencies, deposit amount, and closing timeline in writing. The seller then reviews this offer and has the option to accept it, reject it, or present a counteroffer. This negotiation continues until both sides reach an agreement on the terms. Once everyone signs the same contract, the deal becomes legally binding and officially moves forward. This step is crucial because an accepted offer means the purchase process has truly begun. Now, let's talk about step 2, inspection and appraisal, which are 2 essential checks that help protect the entire home buying process. First, the inspection focuses on condition of the home. It identifies any defects, safety issues, or repairs that might be needed, allowing the buyer to make an informed decision before moving forward. Second, the appraisal is all about confirming the market value of the property. This is where the lender steps in to ensure that the agreed purchase price is fair and aligns with current market conditions. Together, these steps give both the buyer and lender confidence that the deal is sound and realistic. Now let's talk about step 3 in the home buying process, title search and insurance. This step is crucial in ensuring you receive a clear and marketable title when you close on your new home. First, the title company conducts a thorough search of the chain of ownership. This means they review public records to verify that the seller has the legal right to transfer ownership of the property. It's important to confirm there are no surprises or hidden issues in the property's history. Next, any outstanding liens or legal defects need to be resolved. These can include mortgages that haven't been paid off, judgments against the property, boundary disputes, or errors in the property's filing. All these issues must be addressed before closing to prevent any future complications. Finally, title insurance is issued. Typically, the lender requires coverage to protect their investment, but I always recommend that buyers also purchase owner's title insurance for added protection. This insurance safeguards you against any hidden claims or problems that might emerge after the purchase is complete. The primary goal of this step is to ensure that by closing you have a clear, marketable title free of any encumbrances, so you can move forward confidently in your homeownership journey. Now, let's talk about step 4 in the home buying guide, financing and underwriting. This is where your lender takes a close look at your financial details to make sure everything checks out before finalizing your loan approval. The lender will verify your income, assets, debts, and even the property itself. What matters most here is staying on top of your paperwork and responding quickly. The smoother and faster you complete your documents, the quicker your approval moves forward. The loan approval process breaks down into 4 key checkpoints. First, you submit your lender package, which includes pay stubs, tax returns, bank statements, and the necessary authorization forms. Second, the lender reviews your credit profile, cash reserves, debt ratios, and verifies where your funds are coming from. Third, the underwriter will issue any conditions, which means you might need to provide extra explanations or updated documents before getting the green light. Finally, once all conditions are met, you receive the clear to close, meaning your loan is approved and ready for the closing process. Staying organized and responsive during these steps is crucial to keep everything on track. On closing day, we focus on finalizing everything to officially transfer ownership. First, expect a review of the final numbers before any signatures take place, ensuring all details are accurate. Most buyers will sign important documents like the note, deed of trust, and closing disclosure during this process. Before funds are transferred, you'll do one last walk through the property, confirm that any agreed upon repairs are completed, all fixtures are still there, and that no new damage has occurred. This final check is crucial to avoid any surprises. Make sure to bring everything you need to the closing appointment, including a government-issued ID, proof of insurance, and your certified funds or wire transfer confirmation. These documents are necessary to complete the transaction smoothly. The settlement agent will then collect your signatures, distribute funds accordingly, and record the deed with the county. The moment the deed is officially recorded, ownership becomes legal and binding. After funding and recording are complete, you'll receive the keys, marking the exciting moment you officially become the homeowner. When you reach the closing stage of buying a home, you'll encounter a lot of paperwork. Each document you sign has an important legal or financial purpose, so it's crucial to understand what you're agreeing to. Before you sign anything, make sure to carefully review key details like names, loan terms, the property address, and the dollar amount involved. Now, let's look at the core forms you'll find in your closing packet. First is the deed, which is a document that officially transfers legal ownership of the property from the seller to you. Next is the mortgage or deed of trust. This secures the lender's interest in the property, essentially showing that you've agreed to the loan terms. The third key document is the promissory note, which is your formal promise to repay the loan according to the terms you've agreed upon. Then, there's a closing disclosure, which provides a final, detailed summary of all loan costs, fees, and the total cash you'll need to close the deal. Finally, you'll also sign various affidavits and tax forms that confirm your legal statement's identity and help with reporting tax information. Understanding these documents will help you feel confident and prepared as you finalize your home purchase. When buying a home, being aware of common challenges early on can prevent major delays. Most transactions go smoothly when issues are identified promptly, clearly documented, and addressed with realistic backup plans. To stay on track, it's important to be responsive, keep all paperwork moving, and allow some flexibility for negotiation. One common hurdle is an appraisal gap, which happens when a home appraises for less than the agreed purchase price. To avoid surprises, review recent comparable sales ahead of time. Set a limit on how much you're willing to cover if a gap occurs, and be ready to negotiate the price or cash contributions early in the process. Inspection issues can also arise if repairs, safety concerns, or aging systems come up, leading to new negotiations. It's smart to budget for potential fixes, focus on significant defects rather than minor ones, and consider asking for credits if timing is more critical than having the repairs done right away. Financing delays often stem from missing documents or changes in debt at the last minute, which can slow down underwriting. To avoid this, submit all paperwork promptly, maintain stable income, and steer clear of major purchases until after closing to keep your financial profile steady. Finally, title problems can occur if liens, ownership errors, or unreleased claims cloud the property's title. Ordering your title work early, quickly resolving any exceptions, And ensuring title insurance is in place at closing will help protect the transaction and prevent surprises. Keeping these best practices in mind helps everything stay on course and makes the home buying process much smoother. Here's a typical timeline for buying a home in the U.S., broken down into 5 key phases. Phase 1 starts with the offer, where the negotiation begins, the contract is signed, and the initial escrow deposit is made. This usually takes 1 to 3 days. Next, Phase 2 is the inspection period, which lasts about 5 to 10 days. During this phase, a home inspection is conducted, any repair requests are made, and contingency decisions are finalized. Phase 3 is the appraisal, which can take 1 to 2 weeks. The lender orders evaluation to make sure the property supports the loan amount. Moving on to Phase 4, underwriting takes about 2 to 3 weeks. This is when your income, assets, title, and other conditions are thoroughly reviewed for final loan approval. Finally, Phase 5 is closing, which typically happens in just 1 day. This includes a final walkthrough, signing of documents, funding, recording, and transferring the keys. Most home purchases follow this sequence, with the entire process from contract to closing usually taking about 30 to 45 days. However, cash deals can close more quickly, while financing, repairs, or title issues might cause delays. Now that the paperwork is complete and the keys are in your hand, you've officially become a homeowner. What began as an offer is now turned into a place you can truly call home. This final outcome represents not just a transaction, but the start of a new chapter filled with possibilities and personal growth. Welcome home.